You're
telling
got
me
a
we're
30
going live here.
30
And we're
second.
live. And we're live.
I've got like this laser beam on me. I don't know where it's going. It's like, hang on, ducking. It's like, what the hell?
All right. Welcome back, everybody. What a week. I'm going to give some shout outs to the two people that have already given us a dislike. Thanks for that.
Thank you, guys. We dislike you too. Send you hugs because you need them.
But for the 24 people that have given us a like already without doing anything, you're awesome.
Yeah, like we've literally done nothing. And it's like, you like us. I feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Well, Lisa, you have been calling it so unbelievably well for nearly a year now that we've
Before we go, we've got Kami, we've got LA Methwish, we've got Trilly, we've got Crypto Kitty Meow, we've got Gaz. What the hell is that, Gaz? Lisa gonna do some suckers again. Dude, you're a sucker. And it's like we've got Crypto K-Dub, we've got Chris Mackay, who is killing it on my $1,000 to $1 million challenge. So he is Ripple NZ on Twitter, and he's at like 9 or 10 or $20,000 million already. So yeah, so Chris Mackay, he's in the chat in here. So
I used to go to school in New Zealand with a Chris Mackay. I wonder if that's you. If it is, let me know.
Darius, we've got AJDC, we've got Coach K, we've got Gabor, we've got Marcy.
Keanu leaves.
Yeah, so hello, and Danny, and yeah, anyone else who's just joined, Julio, Mike Shaw. So yes.
Hello to you all. So look, we'll do our best to get to your questions. It's actually, I can't see the screen when we go into a screen share of the chart, so we will sort of endeavor to come back this time.
I love crypto names because they're always so crazy and weird. And we've got Keanu leaves, not Keanu Reeves, Keanu leaves. So
Parramatta School, Chris Mackay, if that was you, by the way.
Yeah, so Ready, Set, Sad, Jack O'Malley, Denny S, and it's like so many. So welcome.
Yeah, welcome along, everyone.
Don't forget, smash the like button, not the dislike button, the like button, because you like us and you like us to be warm and fuzzy and you want me to have nice emotions so that, you know, we can trade. And there is a laser beam on my head. What is with that?
Happy, people.
Can you see that? Can you see? Somebody's got a laser on me. They're going to shoot me.
There is. It's right between your eyes as well. Just lean left.
I don't know. It's like it's scary.
For God's sake, don't shoot Lisa. Look how great her calls have been lately. For God's sake, people, leave her alone.
Yeah.
So on that note, wow, coin of the week last week, Cartier chain. We've just actually done a video.
Cartier chain. Yeah, it was really great to talk to him. So his name's Hui. Yeah, so that show's coming out this week, and we had Johnny Gonzo and Stefan on there just to pick his brain and get all the technical stuff. And obviously I asked him a lot of price sort of action stuff, and yeah, solid project. Yeah,
it's a good team, and they got a bunch of models as ambassadors as well, which is always great.
That was literally the best question right to the end. So if you're watching that that YouTube, watch right to the end for Stefan's question. It was something that we all wanted to ask, but he got in there first. And yeah, so it was brilliant.
Yeah, just a heads up, people. Obviously, this is a technical analysis show, but we also do a fundamental show where we interview founders of projects, review them, and then follow them on a weekly basis. So subscribe to the HardForking channel. Check that out. We've got a couple of those episodes coming up this week. But Lisa, this one's all about technical analysis. Obviously, it's not financial advice. People got to get that out of the way. You're going to make your own decisions.
It's never financial advice. When I trade with a stop loss. I constantly tell you on Twitter. So if you are entering any of my trades, please jump onto Twitter in my pinned tweets. There's a whole heap of links and there's a stop loss video. So make sure you watch it. It's like, because that will save you dollars. This is obviously, this is a bull market, so the waves don't sort of dump as much as they do in a bear market, but we do get those points of time where Bitcoin absolutely has a meltdown and takes a whole market with it. So a stop loss will save that. And obviously, you know, in situations like we've seen in Dogecoin, and we've also seen in XRP lately with those massive pumps that we've seen. So a stop loss will save you so much money, because, you know, when you FOMO in and then all of a sudden the market turns against you, you want to have that stop loss in place.
Indeed. Okay, Lisa, let's
now that I've given everyone a slap.
Oh, we've got 5 dislikes now. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys. Smash the dislike button. Dislike us. No, don't, because that actually ruins the algorithm. So it's like, smash the like button so more people can like and see and learn all about TA and get my awesome calls. And yeah, so stop smashing the dislike button.
Yeah, we've got a couple of fiends out there trying to undermine us. So if you haven't hit the like button, people, please even the ledger a bit. Oh no, they're all hitting dislike now. Great.
Oh,
Okay, show's over. See you next week.
Okay, bye guys. Sorry, there's too many. Oh, they had 7, now they've got 6. I've got no. Don't end the show.
Okay. Anyway, let's jump into it, Lisa.
All right, let's jump in straight into Bitcoin. Okay, this is a chart that I had up just, I think, yesterday up on Twitter, and so we've reached this technical pivot point. So which is, where are we?
I'm not seeing the chart.
I know. Why don't you see my chart? I'm just talking away. Nobody can see my chart. There we go.
Giving me a hard time for technical.
I press buttons. So technically challenged today. It's not Sean, it's Lisa. So we have this Bitcoin chart. So at the moment, this is a 3-day chart. So the 3-day chart is coming up with this doji here. So this is called, if we get sort of sink down a little bit more, it's called a gravestone doji, which means that we're going to see a short-term reversal. So so if this is a 3-day chart, we will probably see 1 or 2 red days. So that is possible in this range. I think we're going to see this head up a little bit. So this will probably end up being a spinning top, which is doesn't give us direction. It sort of gives us sort of, you know, no man's land. You're sort of guessing where we're at. Because we've got this technical pivot here. So what I believe is happening in this region is we have, we've got shorts, obviously. So, and what whales and what exchanges like to do at this point in time is build the shorts and squeeze the shorts. So this has been happening this entire bull run. So, and, you know, it's been brought to light, obviously, with all the Robinhood stuff and what happened there with the, you know, the short squeezes on a lot of those traditionals. So this has sort of been, you know, not so much advertised in Bitcoin, but it is happening all the time. So we're going to have a build-up of shorts in this region because obviously we haven't broken the high here, and people are thinking, okay, I'm going to short this. I'm going to, you know, it's going to keep going down. I'm hearing again on Twitter the, you know, the 24 to 18K predictions, which is just crazy and insane. These wave measurements measure perfectly for this to be, you know, the first wave of this third wave. So, and being as we're in a second wave of this third wave, you know, we're correcting, so it's not that fast. The third of the third is the swiftest, and you know, so that goes with saying we've got a whole heap of CME futures about to release. We have this short squeeze happening at the moment in this region where they're enticing all the bears to short. So we're going to see a lot of bear tiers. Bear tiers bring us higher. So I think we are going to hit around the 50,000 mark very soon. I think that's going to get us there very quickly over the next probably, 2 to 3 weeks. Time's a bit hard to predict, but I really feel that this next move is going to be quite fast and take everyone by surprise. So that's kind of happening here. There's a lot of people in the US, friends of mine, that are all coming in and investing and putting large amounts of money in. So there's a lot of news in the US, like apparently Ethereum hit the news like across the US with, a new all-time high. So, there's lots of information out there that is making the market grow. So, this is why I see Bitcoin continuing to grow. Obviously it's slow because alt season's happening, and we do have a lot of money sort of moving around, and 100% days in alt. So, and it's just been crazy. So I'll jump straight to ETH because obviously we've got the CME derivatives that have just opened, the futures contracts that have opened on Ethereum. So I've asked Sean to post a couple of links. So these are the links. So we've got obviously CME is the Chicago Mutual Exchange. It is the biggest derivatives exchange in the world. They do everything from oil to Bitcoin to everything. So, and this is the CME markets frequently asked questions for Ethereum. So you can get this on any chart or any service that they offer in here. You can just search it throughout. So something good to read, how they're done, why they're done. Futures are normally a hedge for a lot of companies. So, crypto right now, because it has been so bullish, is a hedge for a lot of these companies and traditional markets. And so, if we do see a lot of those traditional markets all of a sudden dropping and them losing money, crypto will see that sort of, that drop as well, just due to the fact that it is a hedge and the money needs to come from somewhere. So, and I do like to keep an eye on the traditional markets for that reason. So Ethereum,
just quickly on that, Lisa. If we go back to 2017, it was the launch of Bitcoin on the CME that crashed the price from the all-time high the same day. So hence you're probably
seeing well, that hasn't happened on Ethereum. So, and I don't see it happening on Ethereum. There's so much bullishness in the market at the moment. And obviously, Ethereum did hit all the major news networks in America. So.
I guess the only reason I'm saying it is you're seeing all these clickbaity thumbnails from other trading shows. Warning, Ethereum. All over.
I have seen a lot of warnings about Ethereum sort of, because of the CMEs, obviously because of history, and history does repeat, but I don't think it's repeating it.
No. I'm certainly not saying it's going to be
They've opened. It hasn't crashed massively, so it's good. So I do think we still have a little bit more correction in Ethereum. We could go down, retest this sort of region, this lower. This is a wedge here, so we've got a lower support at this region, so which is about 1460-ish, which also coincides with our wave 1, and wave 1 and 4 shouldn't cross over, so that won't be crossing over, so it could still have one drop. We could have completed it as well, so we do have enough waves here to complete. Occasionally we get an extended wave, but we seem to have had a nice bounce. But just in case, letting you guys all know that is a possible thing, and that's also a cross support at this point. So I do expect that we may get to that region. So 1460 keeps some waters down along there, not financial advice. All right.
We already did that at the top of the show.
We did, but I'm just reminding them.
Okay.
So this is 1 inch. So I do actually need to play something. Hang on, I don't know where it is. Watch trending videos. All right, so this is for my 1 inch people.
From bed and waking up to good old Dick Insider.
My girlfriend loves Dick Insiders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mum loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with the Dickens cider.
And a big young one loves to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
Well, with that,
Lisa, lowering the tone of the show.
1 inch, guys, just 1 inch.
Oh, God. You Australians, I don't know.
Yeah, so LA Meth Witch is right. 1 inch did go to 6 inches, and it's going to go to 10 inches. I could get 10 inches out of it yet.
Good God.
Yeah, I know. Sad, really.
Good God. So this is, I mean, God, what did this do over the last week? It was over 100%, huh?
Yeah, so this is 1 inch, and it's had some nice moves. So let's have a look. So we did 200% on 1 inch. And I guarantee Sean didn't buy it. Because that's how it works. When Sean buys it, we don't buy it because So yeah, so we're coming down to a cross support. We may have had the bounce, but I think most of these charts have one more wave down. So we do have this cross support here. We should get about 4.2-ish on this drop if it continues to drop. And then we're going to continue and get some enjoyment out of the 8 inches and then maybe 10.
Oh, God.
I have too much fun with this chart on Twitter. I really do. So if you don't like my
Where are all your magnets and other animations this week, Lisa? What's going on? These are very, very professional charts.
I know it is, isn't it?
God.
I can do my Bitcoin chart. It's not very professional. There, da-da.
Okay, yeah. Normal service resumed.
That's better. So yeah, so this is the chart that we were looking at before. So we've got one more drop, I think, in Bitcoin to about 36,500, between 36,500 and 36,750, and then we're going to continue up. So I think, and that brings us down. This is a 4-hour chart, and it brings us down to these MAs and to a retest. So I kind of think that's what's happening. So if we jump back to the dominance, and we have a look, we've just had a bounce on the dominance, which means alts are still going to be like a little bit correcting. This is again a 3-day chart. Let's drop that down to 12 hours. And we can see we've got a minor correction in BTC, but we are dropping at the moment. So like I have said, I'm okay with BTC hitting around the 60-ish mark on dominance before we head up again. So the chart here is looking really good. We've got one more wave left on most of these alts before they start really correcting. Some of them are already correcting, but once that kind of happens, BTC is going to take off. So just be careful with that. So if we have a look at the others chart, we have a little bit more to go on this B wave, and then we're going to come down and correct. So that is when the BTC dominance will rise.
Sorry, Lisa. What is the others? Could you explain?
Is alts, everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So once BTC dominance continues to rise, then we'll see this one come down for this C wave. So it's looking like it's playing out at the moment. The total crypto, I've got alarms going off, which is annoying.
Elon Musk telling you to buy more.
It's probably
Dogecoin.
Doesn't want to open up my charts. There we go. It's an alert. Okay, so BTC's just crossed over. Which, if you are scalping right now, oh my God, they're so annoying.
That is a really high-pitched, horrible sound coming through.
Yeah. So BTC, if you're scalping right at this point in time, you would enter a long on the 15-minute chart. So, which is a short-term scalp trade. So we can see that we've crossed over here on these EMAs.
Can you just remind people what a scalp trade is?
So a scalp trade is a really quick in and out trade. So it's basically, it's done in leverage. And if you don't know what you're doing, it's really dangerous. So it's normally done in high leverage. So, you know, sort of 20 to 50% leverage, and then it's an in and out trade. So in this trade, I would probably ladder into this trade down to about 38,550. And then I would be targeting this upper MA at 39,200. So, you know, given that is, you know, that's sort of like it's a 1.5%, doesn't sound like much, but you're in a 50% margin trade, you've got a 50% rise in that. So if you're like, you know, even in like, for round numbers, so you're in one BTC, you would make half a BTC on that trade. So
or lose the lot if it goes wrong.
You can lose a lot. So you really need to know what you're doing. So that's what those alerts are. And basically I have an alert on the EMAs, the 9 and the 21 crossing. So and then I would enter a scalp trade. I would sell it when it sort of hits these targets, when it hits a resistance. We've got a resistance on that. This is a 200 MA at this point. And we can see that, you know, crossing in here, we would have entered, you know, and then boom. So, yeah. So at this point, if we had have just opened up, I normally have the exchanges open and running in the background. So even at this point, if we had have just quickly entered, and say did a, you know, a 50% margin trade, which is quite high, you know, you've got 0.5% here. And so what does that work out to be? Got to do some math now. So that's it's about a quarter of a BTC.
Exactly a quarter of a BTC.
Yeah. You would have made on that.
Oh,
2 seconds. So, and that'll correct. It'll probably come back down in this region. It'll go sideways for a bit and then it'll head up. So that's usually what happens within, like when they cross over. So you can see at this point here, the EMAs, I would have got an alert saying the EMAs have crossed. I would have entered that trade and targeted this MA again. So this is a pre-fails. It occasionally fails, but not often. So we've got, so you were entering with 1 BTC again. Most people enter with less, but this is just for round numbers. So you've got a 2.4% move at 50 times. So you would end up with more than 1 BTC in that like move. So it's quite profitable to just sit there and scalp all day, have the alerts on. You would short at this point, and then you would sort of just jump out as soon as it started turning and just keep pushing your stop down. It's a little bit harder shorting at the moment because obviously it's a bull market and it doesn't work so well. So I normally just stick to the longs, and you can see that you will get sort of like a 1 to 2% rise on these moves, and with margin, they're very profitable. So yeah, that's the lesson for today. So just due to the fact my alerts went off. So yeah, so moving on, we have, so this is Kai. Obviously this was our trade of the week last week. So if you entered when I first put it up to Twitter, we are at 80%. If you entered last week when it went on our trade of the week, it is at 54%. So it's moved really, really strongly for our trade of the week. And I think, you know, this is a solid team. After talking to them today, have a greater respect for what they're doing, what they're trying to achieve, and their male models. So, yeah.
Yeah, check out that video this week, people. We were pretty impressed by the founder. So God, my favorite, E-Gold.
Sean's definite favorite here because he's never bought any. Have you bought any yet?
No comment.
So Sean's
It's one of those ones. I've always felt like I've missed the goddamn bus. This thing is just pumped and pumped and pumped. So no, I haven't.
Well, this is a brilliant.
And now it terrifies me even more. So what are you going to tell me this week?
So I think it has a period of sideways. I think we're going to get a little, I don't think it's going to drop a huge amount, but I do think it's going to go a little bit sideways. The RSI, this is a 2-hour chart. On the 2-hour chart, the RSI is very, very high. So at least for the next couple of hours, it's going to be, correcting. We can see.
Sorry, in short, Lisa, I haven't listened to you for a year on this one.
Yeah, I think I put up last night on Twitter. It's like I've been trading this since April last year, and I think that's about the time we started the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think this
My
was
bad.
one of the.
Listen to Lisa, not me.
So with the redenomination, so technically I bought this at 6 cents, and then so technically I bought this at 6 cents, and it's now, what is it, $133. So.
Okay, don't rub it in. Moving along.
So on eGold we've done, if you bought down where I told you to, not financial advice, but if you did, you would have got 1,300% on the move last night. So, and previously with Elrond, we made 3,300%, and then it redenominated. Now we're like on this smaller move, we're at 135%. So we will see a small correction in this region. It's still super bullish. This is one that you should be having in your bags as a long-term hold.
Not financial advice. That's what Lisa does.
Trading the larger waves, because I really believe this is going to $1,000. So no, I think this Elrond will be one of the first ones to do that, and it's an epic project. On the daily, we can see that we've got this RSI resistance and support. We're on support now, but we are really, really, really overbought. So this needs to cool down. I'd like to see it around the 65. I don't think it's going to go much lower than that because it is super bullish, but it does need to have that, that small correction here. Just corrections are for the health of the coin. So, and being, such a big rise in such a short time, it does need to, it's going to prove me wrong. It's not something that I'm selling. So, but yeah, I do think it will. This is an opportunity for people to get into this coin at this point. So buy the dips.
Okay.
Say it, Sean, not financial.
Marcy, are you listening?
Marcy actually put it on Facebook the other day. So Marcy put on ADA and eGold on Facebook the other day, and I almost commented, Marcy, did you actually buy any, or are you just promoting it? So... So yeah, ADA is another one. So this one is also very, very overbought on the daily. So it does need to have a correction, and we are seeing that at the moment. The MACD is really, really high as well. So it is still really turned up. So it's not going to be a massive correction. It's going to be a sideways correction. Both of these coins are super bullish. Unless we get some sort of black swan event that Bitcoin absolutely crashes, I don't see these coins going massively down. With that said, stop losses, guys, always have them. I'm going to quickly run through as many alts as I can now. So Sean has to timestamp them.
God. Yeah, there goes my evening.
You don't have a life, Sean, do you?
No, not really.
Well, there you go. I'm creating.
No, 24/7.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, Marcy just said, "Yippee, we can buy Sean." So she hasn't bought.
You go first, Marcy. I'll follow you.
So.
I'm waiting for another hidden gem from Lisa. You've been churning them out. So,
and to answer Chris McKay's question, do I have a stop loss on eGold? Yes, I do, but it's really loose. So I've made so much money. I'm really lazy on that trade where I don't want to get stopped out. So it's actually quite loose. And, you know, because I do believe that this chart is super bullish and going up. This is RSR, so almost finished correction. I think we've got one more wave down. I think we'll see around the 38-ish, maybe sort of 40 mark again. It's, yeah, kind of holding around at the moment. Hang on, where are we? Oh, we're at 38 now. So we might, let me have a look. Got one more drop down. So we are going to see, what have we got there? 33 on RSR around that point. So I would ladder orders until that range. Phantom, we have almost done correction. Again, we have one more wave down. This is in line with BTC hitting 36,500-ish. We should see a little bit more sideways and then come down. So we might see sort of an 11, might hold this yellow fib level, so which is a 11.8-ish. So between that sort of region. DOT, it has been super strong of late, and it is in a similar pattern to Ethereum. This is a 6-hour chart. It's come down and it's retested this support. This is the second time it's tested this support. I expect it to test one more time and then continue higher. So we normally get 2 or 3 on the third. Like you will normally get a bounce or a breakdown on the fourth, but I think we're going to bounce here. Reef, which is another DOT project, we have this wedge formed, which we're trying to break up. We've got one more wave down. So we are looking at around the 24, maybe-ish 26 mark on this one, and then continue up. My internet's going to be super slow. Kasama is just about to take off. It is actually in a slightly different pattern, and it has just completed this correction. So it should have one more tiny wave down to 112 and then take off. Mantra Deo, which is another DOT project. I love DOT projects because they're doing so much work on them at the moment, and they're hitting all their targets and all their goals. So this one's on OKX, and there's rumors that it's about to be listed on Binance. So I am in this one. I put it up on Twitter the other day. So this one is also my coin of the week, because just with that rumor about it going to be listed on Binance, I think it's going to be massive. So we've got an easy move if it does get listed on Binance. So 300%. So I think, you know, this is definitely a good one to hold, especially with what's happening, you know, with all the DOT projects right now. So this is Node. So we saw this one, I think about 2 weeks ago. I brought this one onto the show. So it has just completed this inverse head and shoulders at the moment, and we should continue up. We should see about 0.5 on this one in the not too distant future. So from this range here, we're looking at about a 35% bounce. We've still got about 100% profits in this one by the time we reach the top. So, you know, it's looking really strong. Chainlink is in a channel, and holding this channel really strongly. We've got support of the MAs. This is a 3-hour chart, and it's looking, you know, the MACD on this 3-hour chart is just about to turn up, and our RSI is really stable. So I think this is about to absolutely explode. Ava, we're still waiting on the news. So for this one, there's some big news, a big partnership news coming out, and we're still waiting on that. Apparently contracts, from what I've been told, have been delayed. So for everyone that is a female, probably not many of the males, it's Mercury retrograde, which means contracts and that sort of thing are normally delayed, and you don't want to be signing them in a Mercury retrograde anyway, because you'll have to re-sign them after. So that's my bit of nerdy astrology for you. And then
Oh God.
Sean just rolled his eyes, but I really think we've got we're going to hold this region. If we do break down on this, we've got about $1.55. I don't think it's going to break down. So I think this one's super bullish, and we're going to see these upper regions sort of, you know, once this news gets released. And yeah, there's lots of big things happening on this and lots of partnerships. And this recent bounce on here was due to, you know, the Binance Pay. So that's the first of many. So this is AAVE. So it has been moving so absolutely perfectly. We're in this correction. We'll see some sideways, and then we'll see it crawl up again on this diagonal. I don't see this breaking down. So, you know, if you're looking to get into this, so around the sort of maybe 390 mark, you might get some buy orders on AAVE.
You think it'll correct back there?
Sorry?
You think it'll go back to 390?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already been there once. It normally tests twice.
Okay.
This is BZRX, which was our coin of the week a couple of weeks ago. It's had some really strong movements, almost completed this correction, and then we'll get these upper targets. So this one's moving really strongly. This is a 4-hour chart, and our MACD is starting to turn up, and so is our RSI. So our RSI hit support, and it had a strong bounce. So I really see this one turning up in the not too distant future.
Good. I'm still in this trade.
You're still in it? Awesome. So Luna hit 275% profits, and we are in this fourth wave correction. We're still really oversold on this. So it really does need to sort of hang around in this fourth wave and cool down a little bit. Super bullish on this one because of just, you know, what it's doing. But do yourself a favor, look into some of these projects and actually understand what they are doing and what they, you know, sort of where they are going, and, you know, the teams that are involved and all of that sort of stuff, because that'll give you a greater idea of what's happening with them. So I won't go into it because it is a TA show, but
we got plenty of FA shows on the channel as well, Lisa. We're going to have to get you back on with the boys for some of them, I think.
Yeah, because some of these projects are like incredibly amazing, and just this is one of them. So I'm one of them that I'm super bullish on as well. So it's 275 in such a short period on this is incredible, and I just think this is just going to continue to grow. So this one is Pearl that we had on the show last week, and it had a strong bounce as well. So we hit that second target, which was 66%. We've corrected down, we've held this support, so I think this is a really strong looking pattern. And from here, we have another sort of 75-80% coming on the way. AVEX, so this one, you know, such an incredible pattern. So this is like the pattern we saw on Sushi. Sushi has just come down and corrected. This has one more wave, and then it's going to do what Sushi did. So it does need a correction. Again, MACD is really overbought. The RSI on this is not so bad, which tells me that we do have that one more wave. So we could get to this upper target here, which is about 30-ish, 31-ish. So I do really see AVEX hitting the 30 sort of mark. And then, you know, that's a psychological number. So at that point, I think we're going to see that larger correction. We got the fourth wave, which I think, because we had such a large second wave, rule of alternation says this fourth wave is going to be quite swift and it's going to take off. So I would be laddering into this at the moment, which I have. And yeah, I'll be selling just before 30. So Doggy.
How the hell do you call this one? Question for, I mean, I kind of know the answer to this, but obviously there's a huge amount of people pumping this at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously these charts are a reflection of human emotion. I mean, when you know this is going on in the background and you're having to look at these charts, how do you correlate the two? What's your thinking?
Well, this has moved actually quite like positively, like compared to, and you know, what's been happening in the market. And you can see at points, you know, obviously with this sort of big drop that it had, and a lot of people got trapped, and then it dropped right down to sort of, you know, these lows down here. Once these waves started moving, and that's why they have been sort of so slow and drawn out, is because you do have the trapped buyers then selling and panic selling. Oh my God, it's going up, I'm going to sell here. A lot of the time they are still selling at a loss because they think, oh my God, this is, you know, as soon as it starts going down there, you know, we did have a lot of panic sellers. So,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how the emotions of these charts work. So, you know, obviously with the massive FOMO that Elon Musk created, which is more power to him, which is awesome.
Oh, Sting and a porn star called Mia Khalifa are in on it now as well.
Yeah, so you know, there's so many people, and then you know, before Elon sort of started this pump, we had Carol Baskin on it, and she did a video saying that, you know, Doggy was going to donate some money to her big cat rescue farm. So, you know, there is a lot of like talk and that generated about Doggy. And, you know, obviously Elon is on the, he's on banging on about basically this is going to be the coin of the world, which is hilarious. And if he can do it, the irony in that of it starting as a meme coin and then being, you know, the global currency is just insane. So, you know, I saw a video about him, like, and he was talking about that. I also saw a video on Elon, a recent interview that he did, where he's saying that he didn't go to university, and I didn't go to university either, and I didn't even finish high school. So there you go. But I have done courses along the way, and it's the same sort of path that a lot of entrepreneurs do, like, you know, carry forward. And, you know, he's got 5 children. I've got 5 children. See the similarities.
There you go. Drop out of school, kids.
I'm not as rich as Elon Musk, but
I don't know about that, Lisa.
After E-Gold I am, but rub it in a bit more. Yeah, so he's actually developed a school for his kids where, you know, they're not doing traditional schooling, which is awesome because, you know, the entrepreneurs of the world, I'm going out on a tangent here, but the entrepreneurs in the world are don't need all of this stuff that you learn in school, that you don't need half of the stuff. Like, there's so many things that you learn at school that you don't need in life. So lots of more valuable things. And apparently that's what his school, which has just got his 5, I think it's got like 10 kids in it. So yeah.
I don't think many kids are in school at the moment. So hopefully they've got some parents teaching them how to trade cryptos.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of, I've got a lot of young Indian kids that are following me. Like one of them said he was 13. So, and, you know, they've been learning to trade and I've been helping them out. And yeah, so they're kind of supporting their families and stuff over there, which is really awesome. Yeah, so anyway, back to Doggy. We've got this cup. We're in the process of making the handle. I don't think we're going to drop much more than sort of, you know, the 6-ish mark. And then we're going to continue. I've got a target of 1.4 on this. I think it's very, very achievable, you know, with, like Sean was saying, the amount of celebrities that are getting behind this and sort of pushing this. I think it's going to continue up. It's one to hold at the moment.
I just want to say personally, I'm not going near it. I think anything could happen with this. Yes, it could. absolutely skyrocket. But
well, I didn't have
boy.
a position, like I tweeted out yesterday, and then it started sort of moving in a really nice pattern, and I bought in. So I have a position in Doggy at the moment. So, you know.
All right, good luck.
It's in nice profits too, Sean.
Ah, yeah. I mean, that's my thing. I just think a lot of people are going to be taking those profits soon.
Oh, I'll just keep moving my stop loss. It'll be fine.
Okay, so you and Elon that own most of it, is it? I see.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So XRP, I think we're going to see this really sort of take off over the next little bit. I think we've got, I'll show you the overall pattern here. So I think we've got an A, a B, and then a C. I think we're going to get this truncated C wave, because I think with the news coming out of the SEC, I think Ripple is going to get a slap on the wrist. I think they'll get a fine, and I think it'll be business as usual. So I kind of think that's where it's going. I don't see this as a horrible pattern. I see this as moving strongly. Obviously, this major dump was due to that pump that they had. Basically, as soon as it moved for 2 days before that pump and continued up. And as soon as that pump started, the whales just dumped on everyone. So if you're still holding XRP, I think it's going to hit this resistance at this pink line, which is about 55. It'll correct, and then news of the SEC will come out that they got a slap on the wrist, and it will continue higher.
Has there been some indications on that? I haven't seen anything the last few days.
There's kind of a little bit of chatter. So, yeah.
Okay.
So this is Funfair. We've been having lots of fun on this one. It's currently in a descending wedge. Descending wedges majority of the time break up. So this is a fourth wave descending wedge, and we should continue higher. I'm in this at the moment. So I've got one more ladder to go. We've got about 90% to follow on this one. It's moving really strongly. It's had a whole heap of partnerships come out as well for Funfair. So that's the reason for these big moves. And there's a couple more still to be announced. This is Strax. We have nearly completed the handle on Strax, whereas Doggy, we saw that we were just starting that. On Strax, we've nearly completed it. So from this mark here, we have 90%. So we're probably going to do about 100% on this. In the not too distance, that's 70%. I haven't got an upper target. So, that's because we started down here. But yeah, so we've got about 70% left on this, and it's moving really strongly. Handle almost complete and about to take off. BNB. So BNB is basically being used for everything at the moment. So we've got Binance Pay, we've got a whole heap of BNB chain stuff happening. We have the Jewel token that I've been promoting on Twitter that is doing, really amazing things. So check out some of my tweets on those, and it will tell you how to buy it, where their Telegram group is and everything. So I'm in that one and have made $1 bazillion on it as well. It is on BNB. And that's why BNB is doing so well at the moment. So this is a chart I haven't actually put on Twitter yet. I will put it on Twitter. We've got 150% potential. We've got this minor correction that's happening here at the moment, and then we're going to take off. So anywhere down to this green line where the star is, which is also a support region. So we should hold this and then continue up. Super bullish on this one. I think it's a really good long-term hold. This is GRT. So this is it's a super new chart, and sometimes these charts do fail. So I do need to put that disclaimer on this one. They don't always run to pattern. This one has been. So right now we've got this move. It looks like we're just about to go into a third wave on this. So if this third wave comes, we're going to, move quite swiftly over the next little bit. Third waves move the quickest. So we have so far moved. So we've done 113%. We might get a little bit of a dip here, and then we've got another 80% in this region. So This one's worth looking at. We've just crossed over. This is a 4-hour chart. MACD has just crossed over bullish, so it's looking really good. Sushi, take a breath. So we've had a strong bounce. This was a cross support region. I had this chart on Twitter that if it did break out, that we were going to, if it didn't break out, then we were going to come down and retest this region. We did. We are just about to break out. So on breakout, we will do a retest. So we should retest about 12.6-ish and then continue higher here. So Sushi has almost finished this correction.
Can I just jump in and tell these people watching to smash the like button, please, if you haven't? Because eight miserable buggers, although I think 4 of them before the show started.
We've got 80 likes and 8.
Oh, get us over 100 people, will you?
So this has actually taken off while I've been on here. I was going to talk about how this was going to take off, but it's already taken off. There you go. This is XEM taken off. Lots of volume coming in. It has hit this second target that I put on this chart that I was going to tell everyone. So too late, guys. Sorry. So it should correct a little bit here by the looks of it. So from this region, we've got about a 50%. We did have 100%, but oh well, it's already taken off. Sorry. And then Cocos. All right. So this is a super new pattern, but it's Kiki is from Neo. I've been talking about her and the reason that I like this project so much. Our MACD is so very flat. Our RSI is still within the median range, and we have this triangle here which is nearly completed. I think we're going to break out of this soon. We've been holding these MAs. It's starting to look really strong. Kiki was saying that they have got some big partnerships coming. They are in the NFT market. So, and they're trying to take over Japan, and similar sort of project to what Engine is with the gaming and with the NFTs and that sort of stuff. So,
I would love to have them on our fundamental analysis show, because we obviously cover that space.
Yeah, I will talk to Kiki and I'll get her on there. Please do. I think this is a really good project, and I think she's doing good things in the industry. So from a women in blockchain point of view, so she's been around forever. So it would be amazing. And this is going to I think I've got a $3 upper target on this, and I think it's really achievable once the news starts coming out. So, I know it looks kind of flat and horrible when you sort of squish it down. It looks like it's flatlined. It's actually moving really strongly. So we did have this deep correction, but if we zoom in, which you should do, and then zoom out, so we can see that it's these micro moves are actually big moves in small coins like this. So, they're quite profitable. So, and then that brings us to the 1,000 to the million, which I have completed 13 trades. I've got one loss where I lost $50. So, which was within our 3% stop loss. I had raised it up a little bit. So I'm at $2,727. And we can see that's at day 34. So I'm ahead of the game in this with just doing minimal trades. I haven't traded every day. And you don't need to trade every day in this market because the gains are actually a lot bigger. So if we go to the profit P&L on Binance, we can see that I haven't traded every day, and we've got strong growth within the chart. So if we go to the last 30 days, massive growth of 5,094% on my $1,000 and 2,727. So the link for the 1,000 to million Sean has put under the video here. You can get on board, and it tells you everything that you need to know: how to set OCO orders, how to find cross supports, and how to join us in doing this.
I see some other clowns in this space, Lisa, have started pushing 1,000 to 1 million as well as their own idea, which I found rather amusing.
Yeah, so I called a couple of them out, and they didn't appreciate that very much, but both of them knew where it came from, and yeah. Not very happy about that, but anyway, is what it is.
That up.
Yes, is what it is. Oh, hang on.
It is what it is.
I've got somebody
we've had
asking.
you on the show for a year. I know. I follow all the trading shows, and I know I don't see anyone that's been calling this market like you over this period of time. So
let me quickly. I've got a couple of people asking BSV in the chat. So BSV has broken out. We're on the other side of the resistance. We're getting held here on the MAs. It is looking really good for these upper targets. Next target 257, very achievable on this next run. So, and I don't think we're going to break down much lower than this. I think this is kind of the median line on BSV. We've got, good, our indicators are looking really strong. RSI is looking like it's just about to take off. So, BSV kind of works a little bit like what Ampleforth does with the moves.
Oh, by the way, well done on your Ampleforth call last week. You nailed it.
I did. There's my Ampleforth call. Went to the second target, as I said, and has corrected. So we should hold this support on this RSI here, which means we may not drop down to this pink line. We may just drop a little bit below this target here and then continue higher. So I don't think we're going to drop below $1 on this in this run. I think we're going to try for this third target on Ampleforth. So yeah, so I've sold on this one here, and my red stars are where I've sold. And then, yeah, we're coming down. So normally once the RSI gets to a certain point, then I know that it's time to sell. But yeah, so this one more small drop here in line with the RSI, and then we should continue for the third target on Ampleforth.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much, Lisa. I'm going to be spending the next 2 hours time stamping it for everyone. On that note, please share this video around. Give it a like now if you haven't. It really does help other people know it's here. Obviously, I'm sure most of you know to follow Lisa on Twitter on the daily for updates on everything you see here on the weekly show. And wow, what a week, Lisa! What a week.
The world of Izzy short-term technicals were done. Sean will timestamp, so you can go back and watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put links below to the spreadsheet for 1,000 to 1 million as well, and there's a bunch of other.
Yeah, so we've got CME spreadsheets. We've got Investopedia information on how futures work, how the CME futures and derivatives work. We've got the 1,000 to million stuff. So yeah. Check it all out, guys.
Awesome. And subscribe to the channel. We've got the interview coming up with the founder of Cartier Chain and a couple of other projects we've reviewed as well. So nice to have Lisa back on that show this week. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you back here for some TNA next Monday.
Wolf, I will check Bayo and put it up on Twitter if it's good. If it's shit, I'm not putting it up.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you on Twitter on the regular.
Don't forget, smash the like button, not the dislike button, the like button. There's 103 of you. Get rid of those 8 dislikes. It's like, get out of here, get out of here. Smash the like button, smash, 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 smash. There you go.
Good God. Or at least watch the show before you dislike it, for God's sake.
Yeah, I think they did that all at the start. Smart asses.
Okay. We'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much for watching.